welcome to our spontaneous Sahaja Yin Yoga practice today. Let's start with finding center by bringing our hands in Anjali Mudra to our heart, getting accustomed to its pulse, its beat, and the life force that it transmits through all our body. We're starting our practice by feeling our chi. So from your heart, bring your arms out with an in-breath, Vyana to the side, and with an exhale, return them to your heart's Samana action. And what I want you to be aware of is the space between your hands, your breath, and maybe with time you can feel sensations arising between your palms or throughout your body, a tingling, or especially between the space of your hands, a density. That's your chi. Let's gather it at the navel and then bring it forward. Lift your arms until they reach the top of your head with an inhale. Pause here. And then with an exhale, caress liquid golden honey on the way down. Repeat this action. Imagine golden liquid prana or chi dripping off your fingers as you bring the arms up and then later down. Bring the palms together, gather all the chi that you've activated. And we start with the finger fans, curling in the fingers, the wrists, the elbows, and then with an exhale, pushing out to the side. Again here, be sure that you activate Hasta Bandha. Curl the fingers in one by one, bend the wrists, the elbows, lift the shoulders, and with an exhale, come forward. Push something away that you don't need anymore. Gather new energy. Fingers curl in, wrists curl, elbows curl. Bring the shoulders up, inhale and exhale to the sides. New spaces. Again, feel the fingers curling in, starting from the pinky, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. Exhale, push forward. Stay connected to the bhava of what you're doing. How are you feeling? What are you feeling? Try to make this exercise central if you want to. Stay in the female yin energy, or energetic and more yang if that's what you're guided to today. We're curling in over the sides, inhaling. Exhale, push forward. Feel the energy that you've gathered. My arms come out by themselves and then draw to your khanda, to your hara. Gather at the navel where the energy can be stored. Feel the density and bring it into the body. I think we're ready to start our practice. So find again the reason you're practicing for today and anchor it in your vision, in your third eye, in your heart, and let's ground it forward as we touch the mat. Bring the right leg forward. You can do this in any fashion or way you like, and start by feeling into the pose. So you see me pivoting a little bit and shifting. I'm also on quite rocky ground here, so sometimes I need to move a little bit more. And as you can see me here playing with the width of my front foot, I want you to feel free in your right inner hip. So find a step that feels good to you. You can stay up on your arms or lower on your forearms and deepen the pose. The back knee can be down, or for more fire in dragon, extend the back leg. I offer my hands empty forward here, so my whole body gets the message that I do not need to hold on. And while the strong winds play quite vividly with my hair, I settle into the pose Shift a little bit, feel around, and also come onto the outside of my right foot, onto the outer edge, and going into a twist here. Play with the extension of your sternum, your breast, your heart, and then stay still. Enjoy whatever is present, the wind, the air, your breath. For deepening, for the back leg, from my heart I offer forward, and then return to my back leg with my hand in order to activate the stomach and spleen meridian of my left leg. Keep the back of the neck soft and stay with this soft inner bhava of release, surrender, feeling. You can deepen or also use a strap for it to be more loose. Do not go that deep if you choose this variation. And see me here experimenting with my head and my neck, whatever feels good to me, looking up or looking down. And then gently release the pose, straighten the back leg, and we immediately transition into the swan. You can see me here bringing my right leg more forward, away from the groin, to deepen the external rotation. What I want you to feel is if your knee, your right knee here is okay, so there shouldn't be any strain in the joint itself. The pose targets the outer hips of the right leg. And you can stay up, but as this is my personal practice, you see me completely releasing onto earth, and also the loving connection that I'm establishing here. As a child, I allow myself to be carried with everything that's present, with my tensions, and allow myself to be comforted by earth and her solidity, solid base foundation, and just release into mom's lap. Come out of the pose slowly. This arose spontaneously within me. I offer my arm back, going into a twist to the other side, and then I step into plank. You see me shifting here as well while I keep the danda, the core engaged, and then I pull back into downward dog for a release. And again here you can stay very still if this is what you prefer, or as I do here, pulse with my breath. And then I go into shifting and circling, just because my body really likes this. Circular motions that allow me to feel the shifts of energy and muscular activity in my body, so that there is a little bit of yang in the yin. And then I go back into plank to celebrate the solidity of my foundation and the distance that I can hold to whatever's happening from my strong center, and just observe what's going on with a calm breath and an extended spine. And then I go into some push-ups here, just to engage the core, because when you open, you want to know where your center is in order to be connected to the body, be able to nourish it. And after I'm done with my push-ups, I sit back in child, reminding me that I'm a part of this universe, a part of this consciousness, and I'm allowed to release into it. From this we go into marauding bear. You can choose any direction you like. You see me changing direction, shifting, curling, swirling. So try to keep your arms and your legs rather stable and let all the movement occur in your torso. Push back one more time, extend the heart, and then step forward with your left leg as we change sides. First the right knee comes down, and I'm again settling into the pose, shifting, pivoting. Finding a perfect width for me today of my left leg. And allowing the pose to manifest within myself, within my being, before I change another parameter, which would be, I decide to start with straightening the back leg. As for me, it was not about a symmetrical practice, but about what my body needed at this point in space and time on this day, specifically for me, and I was guided by a spontaneous flow. You also see me descending here, coming down onto my forearms, and as the wind caresses my body, it was actually quite a gale, as you can probably see. I settle in and find variations to this pose, which would be here again the winged dragon being on the outer edge of my left foot, shifting, pivoting, and then from my heart in a deep surrender, going through space in an offering, touching my foot and activating the stomach and spleen meridian of my right leg, where I open water and wood in the front leg for new fresh energy. Stay with a breath that soothes you and calms your nervous system. You can employ Ujjayi, although I advise you to watch the heat that you generate with it. And then again release. Allow yourself to fall into yourself. Slowly release. Give yourself time. First set the hands, and then in a very liquid flow, go into swan on this side. Left leg forward, your foot closer to the groin or more forward. And again shifting before the descent towards earth. The soft hands in an offering, and then the becoming still, the being still, allowing whatever needs to bubble up to the surface to come up, so our awareness can deal with whatever is present without judgment. Body connected to solid earth and liquid water and settled sky, all one realm that is connected to the universe through the sun and the moon. So no ownership, consciousness that comes from a connection with the heart. A loving attitude. Slowly release the pose, return onto your hands. And again here, the counter twist to the side to balance the twist from dragon in an offering. pose, I return to my heart before I touch earth and bring my back leg forward into a twist to reset my spine, and also call upon the glute area one more time here, making sure my front foot is firmly grounded and my neck is released and relaxed. And I enjoy the beautiful view over the ocean, and wherever you are, I encourage you to look with love, changing legs, twisting to the other side. Play with the lift of your heart, the rounding of your back. Remember, in yin, whatever you do with purpose is the right way to do it, as long as your joints feel free and are pain-free. Return to center, release the legs, and slowly, core activation, Ardha Navasana. Try to keep the shins parallel to the floor and stay lifted up from your core. Straighten your legs with an exhale into full Navasana, continuing to fly, lifting the heart away from the navel. And just to challenge ourselves a little bit, bring up the arms, holding the chi between your palms, and then opening the legs before we release with an exhale. And go into square pose, right leg on top. Remember, if square pose is too much of an external rotation for your hips, you can always come back to the basic version of Sukhasana, shins crossed, or any other hip opener you prefer, like shoelace and its variations. You see me here first sitting with a straight back to get my body accustomed to the target area that I'm entering, with my consciousness breathing through existing tensions, staying with a soft surrender in my mind and heart, and connecting with the intention of that this can be a pleasurable experience. My practice, it can be soft, it can be vulnerable, but most importantly, it's conscious practice. So I give myself time before I deepen and come onto my forearms, and I invite you to bring your arms if you want to deepen, but you cannot go all the way down. Just bring them onto a block or a bolster, Safu, Sabutan. And let the hands be empty. Don't hold on to anything, let it go. Namaste. As I go deeper and go into Jaya Mudra, allowing the back of my heart to open, my back to be rounded in order to get a deeper opening in between the vertebrae. So I'm moving a little bit out of my hips into my back as I breathe calmly here. Offer it forward, look at it. Touch earth consciously. And allow your body a short rebound before I go into a back bend here. Back bend, just be aware that your hands can point to the front, towards your pelvis, as I'm demonstrating here, or your fingers can point back away from the body, whatever makes your shoulders and your wrists feel okay. Your hands can turn out or stay turned in. Feel free to experiment. Release the pose. I'm doing the bent knee windshield wipers, and then then just let the legs fall together for an internal rotation, very relaxed one, to counterbalance. Changing sides, left leg on top. Be aware that skeletal variations will always make one side different from the other, and deepening the external rotation of the top leg with my hands straight back, settling in, breathing, accepting. No need to change anything, being with it, doing the best to stay calm through intensity, positive attitude, gratitude for this moment. Maybe you can feel the earth energy rising through your arms before you decide or not, depending on your personal day today, to dive deeper onto your forearms or onto a block, offering your hands, emptying them if necessary, as you saw me doing. Calm presence. Through your pinkies and nourishing your lungs through the connection of your thumbs. The fire that becomes alive through our breath. Slowly release the pose, coming up. You see me shifting in the rebound, also in my lumbar spine before I go into the back bend here, or bring it or add it on as another element to my practice. This time my fingers point back, and as before, feel free to experiment with whatever position feels good to you. Release, a little bit of internal rotation. And then I come into a seated twist, just to prepare the body for the final twisting. And again here, with the outlook on the infinity and vast space of the ocean, I collect and change sides towards the solidity and fertility of the land, enjoying the moment that has been given to me. Returning forward into a very short meditation, acceptance of neutrality. aligning myself between heaven and earth. And then you can stay in Sukhasana or go into a simple lying twist, twisted roots, with your right leg on top of your left. You see me here doing lotus and going into a Supta Lotus twist as a completion of my practice. So I descend down, I pivot my hips more towards the left of my mat as I twist right, and release and enjoy this variation of twisted roots. Bhava of the open heart with the flowing ocean, the circling birds, the sun and the breeze, emanations of the One. Letting go of mind, breathing and feeling. Slowly changing sides, pivoting the hips to the right, twisting to the left. Feel free to experiment with arm positions, shifting of the angle that your knees are more away from your shoulders or pointing more up. Whatever feels good in your back for you today. Drawing on the breath as the primary sustainer of our physical existence, with the inspiration and energy that it brings our life in gratitude and honoring of the love that enables us to stay alive. As we release and allow ourselves to fall into the moment. Slowly and gently releasing the pose. See me drawing my knees one more time towards my chest here. Feel free to do regular Upanasana. To sitting. I need to scoot back in my Padmasana, and final moment of meditation and gratitude for the beauty of our practice today, that we even have the space and time to practice. Let's just be grateful for this. Namaste. Thank you for being with me today. This energy, cultivate it, and bring it in celebration of the life that surrounds you into your daily life off the mats. Just a quick shifting, accessing my hips one more time, opening the roots, and then au revoir.